I'm actually going to bed for another hour or two before I get up and start my Sunday. But what was I going to say? Yeah, I finished, whilst I've been doing housework and whatever in the house, I finished the Screwtape letters by C.S. Lewis. The audiobook version that I got for free on YouTube is read by John Cleese, who's like an old British comedian guy, who's I think most famous for Fawlty Towers, which is like an old sitcom. And yeah, I think him being like that experienced kind of famous comedian, like it made the book really entertaining to listen to. Like I think I would have enjoyed it if whoever read it, or if I'd have read a physical copy of the book. Like I think the ideas expressed within it were really good, and there was like a lot of humour about the book in and of itself, but the delivery with John Cleese was really good. Though I do have to say that it was quite an intense listen, since a lot of the time the senior demon who was writing letters to his protege, his underling, he sounded like completely demented and like so angry and like bitter and hateful. That was it was an interesting lesson, and good book. I would give 5 out of 5, and I will revisit it as well at some point in the future. So there's a lot of like very good points and food for thought in that book that I'm sure will be helpful for me as I grow in spiritual maturity. As a follower of Jesus, I would definitely recommend it, especially if you're Christian or Catholic, Christian Catholic. I would definitely recommend this one. And yeah, I hope to read more of him in the future. I will try and read Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe to my son at some point as well, though I'm not sure if he's at the right age. I think he may need to be a couple of years older. He's currently 4, and yes, he's very bright. I having never read the book myself, I don't really know whether it's suitable for him. Like, I'm aware of the story, but yeah, I don't know. Let me know if you've read it, what age group you think it's suitable for. Like, when should I start reading in that one? Oh yeah, I also read The Crucible by Arthur Miller. Again, another very intense, but another 5 stars. It's taken me 3 years to read, but it was really good. The ending was very similar to the other 2. Arthur Miller plays Edward. Oh, excuse me. I think, it made some good points, that it stood out in it today. I guess, he was trying to say that communism was definitely being demonized at that time. And he was kind of questioning the idea that, politics had anything to do with religion or goodness necessarily. And I would kind of concur with that, I suppose, as someone who used to be very much aligned with politics and who is still I guess economically a socialist. I don't believe that all money in the world should be owned and controlled by a very small amount of people. Of course there should be more even distribution, and people should be recompensed for their labour some ways I'm a little kind of more socially conservative, and yeah, I've noticed that today, these days, I feel like it's the right wing that's more demonized and, constantly accused of being a Nazi or a fascist. Whatever, just because, you're slightly more right-leaning. It's a bit crazy, So, I don't know if, Miller would have the opinion that it's equally as bad to demonize people who are right-leaning as those who are left-leaning. I presume he would. It seems to be like a more general point that he's making. Like, in terms of being Christian myself, I honestly can't say that left-wing people or ideas are evil. Like, some of them are actually, more aligned with Christianity than the opposite view that the right would take on an issue. And in my opinion, that is, and vice versa. Like, there's things on the right wing that correspond more with, what God says he wants for us in the Bible. So yeah, the demonization of anyone just because they're on the wrong side of the political argument is stupid, in my opinion. Just because someone's a socialist or just because someone's a conservative doesn't necessarily make them, good or bad, or it has no impact really on where they stand with God. Or in terms of God, as long as they believe in God, does that make them a better person or a worse person for their political beliefs as such? But yeah, ideally everyone would base their political beliefs on whether something is good or bad. And yeah, that's literally a point that is kind of made definitely made, I think, quite explicitly in the Screwtape letters. So yeah, those books are kind of connected in a way. In terms of the ideas that they express. In other news, I've done more Duolingo, not a great deal. I've done 3 or 4 lessons, I think, since I made that update. But I'll try and do one in the morning, when I wake up, another one. Anything else? Yes, I finished those 2. It was what else am I reading? I need to finish Claudia. I need to finish The Pursuit of Love by Nancy Mitford. I've literally only read about 5 or 10 pages of that book, but it does seem good and I'm looking forward to it. And I think I've 100, maybe slightly over 100 pages of Claudia to read. So yes, I will try and write a new audiobook and might potentially, no, I'm not going to start another physical book. Yeah, I might find another audiobook and focus then on the 2 novels that I'm reading, finishing those, and then going forward from there. Who knows, I might start the John Steinbeck novel, the big one. I can't remember if it's East of Eden. No, it's Grapes of Wrath. The Grapes of Wrath. And well, sorry if I've been a bit rambly. I hope this finds you well. Please let me know if you've read either The Crucible by Arthur Miller or The Screwtape Letters by C.S. Lewis, and what you thought of them, and just in general what you're reading, how you are, what you're up to, just any thoughts